Testing 1 2 on A3. Testing 1 2 on A3. Let me make sure y'all can hear me when this comes up. Okay, it says I'm live, but it still hasn't shown up just yet. Okay, now it's shown up. Let me make sure y'all can hear me really quick. This comes up. Alright, y'all can hear me. What's up, everyone? Just let me get my Powerade really quick. Just have to get up because I should have just brought it with me to where I was sitting, but I didn't. So now I have it. We're playing NBA Live 18, and this will be a WNBA matchup between the Washington Mystics and the Chicago Sky. So let's go ahead and get started. Go ahead and use these. Let's go ahead and tip off, actually. So yeah, sorry for the late live stream. I've actually, like, today's obviously it's, the day I live streamed this is Saturday, October 14th, 2017. And the reason it's late, because I know normally on the weekends I'll usually stream anywhere from 9 to about 11. But the reason I didn't stream earlier is because from 8 to 12, I went on a field trip at school. I don't have class on Saturdays, but the field trip today was for extra credit. So it was extra credit for my physical geology class, which I went on the field trip. It was cool. We just went around to different places and just looked at rocks. So that was about it. Let's actually take a look really quick at each player. Yeah, I like Stephanie Dolson, actually. I like her. I've heard of Cappie Pondexter and Cheyenne Parker for the Chicago Sky. And that's about it of all the players I've heard. I've heard of Amber Harris. For Washington, I mentioned that Elena Delle Donne is one of my favorite all-time NBA players. I think I've heard of Christy Tolliver and Tiana Hawkins and Asia Taylor. But I think that's about it for all the players. But anyway, let's get back to the game. I'm not actually playing this game because I just want to relax and talk while I live stream. And drink some Powerade. It's mixed berry, if you're wondering. So I actually apologize if you can hear me. Drink. I don't really have like a proper mic that works, so I just use the mic that's built into the computer. So there's that. So like I don't know if I mentioned if the WNBA Finals was over last week. My last NBA Live 18 stream, but I was wrong in my predictions. I thought the Los Angeles Sparks would win 3-1, and it turns out the Minnesota Lynx won the WNBA Finals. So I'm about to look it up of what the final. Okay, so the Minnesota Lynx won the WNBA Finals 3-2. So I was wrong about that. I thought the Los Angeles Sparks would win 3-1. So that's on me. I was wrong about that. So in the unlikely event that anyone that's part of the Minnesota Lynx organization, congratulations on winning. I say in the unlikely event, what I meant is in the unlikely event that you see this, congratulations on winning the the 2017 WNBA Finals. And to anyone part of the Los Angeles Sparks, better luck next time, as well as any other team in the WNBA. So how's everyone doing, whatever time of day it is? It's around 12, it's actually 12:37 noon right now when I'm streaming, so. I like that, I don't know who that player's name is, but the one with the pink hair, I like her or purplish pink hair. I like that. So actually, Hell in a Cell I watched, and I was surprised. Sorry for the offensive language. I'm a Christian, by the way. But at the pay-per-view this past Sunday, I was surprised. Well, I wasn't surprised. I wanted Shane McMahon to win his match, but it turns out Kevin Owens won. And I was actually surprised that they turned Sami Zayn heel or into a bad guy. Not necessarily. I kind of was hoping that I was kind of expecting Sami Zayn to turn into a villain, for WWE to turn Sami Zayn into a villain. But I just didn't know how they would actually turn him into a villain. So I'm kind of glad they did, though. I hope that Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn will actually win the SmackDown Tag Team Championships at some point together. And I'm kind of... Oh, it's the end of the first quarter already. Wow, I did not... I was not paying attention to the clock. But I kind of hope... I'm kind of excited to see what Shane McMahon's response is this upcoming Tuesday. Ooh, sweet. So they're at the... So yeah, that was kind of expecting. The Usos one. I mentioned that the New Day was kind of getting stale. I guess what I meant to say was, for me, the New Day, they're all great in the ring and they're great on the mic, but they kind of grown stale on the mic for me, I should say. And I was curious to see if, like, they just had a triple threat match of all the New Day members, who would win, who would they book to win and how. Who WWE would book to win and how, I should say. So I'm kind of glad that Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin are the number one tag team, are the number one contenders for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. Let's see, Baron and Corbin won. I was hoping AJ Styles would have. And at the time, I did not know it was going to be a triple threat match with Ty Dillinger. So if AJ Styles hadn't, since it became a triple threat, I was hoping either AJ Styles or Ty Dillinger would have won, and it turned out to be Baron Corbin. No disrespect to him. For the women's match, I'm glad Charlotte won. It's just the ending of it was a good match. It's just the ending kind of ruined it for me, because I felt that it should not have been I felt that Charlotte should not have won via disqualification. I felt that Charlotte should have won the title, but at least if it's going to be after if at least you can do it with disqualification, have, like, Carmella cash in, and they still did not have her to cash in, which I thought was pretty dumb. I mean, I guess Natalia's a heel, but kind of, she still retained the title, but, I was just kind of expecting it to be a lot better match than it was, considering both women can wrestle. Sweet, there are 56.7 seconds left in the second quarter. Just got quiet. I'm trying to think. There was also, yeah, sorry about it freezing right there. I'm trying to remember what other matches there were. I can't think of any off the top of my head. What was on the pre-show? Oh, my gosh. I really cannot remember who was on the pre-show. I know Mike Canella, or Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler. That match was good. I'm glad Bobby Roode won. I felt it could have gone on a little longer. But other than that, it was still a good match. I feel like Mike Kanellis and Ty Dillinger and Bobby Roode should be pushed a lot straight to the main event from NXT, because like Mike Kanellis' case, straight from the independent circuit, because all three of them are really good in the ring and really good on the mic, in my opinion. There's Shinsuke Nakamura versus Jinder Mahal, which they're probably gonna. This is kind of like a spoiler. They're gonna have Jinder Mahal keep the championship through December, because they're gonna do a promotion. They're gonna run some shows in India. So, by the way, if you're watching this in India, shout out to y'all. How are you doing? And hi to from America. But so they're gonna probably have Jinder Mahal, they're gonna have Jinder Mahal do those shows here after they do it in Abu Dhabi, UAE, in the United Arab Emirates. So, also shout out to if you're watching this in the United Arab Emirates right now. Hope all is well for you. And we are, well, the quarters have been going by fast, actually. I'm trying to think about, I know in the future we just went to like 4 different places to look at rocks. And talk about like how these rocks were formed and how old the rocks are and what type of rocks they are. And kind of like the minerals as well as their strike and dip. Just sort of like that kind of stuff. It's pretty interesting, but it was 4 hours, so I don't necessarily, I mean, I'm glad I went for the bonus points, but at the same time, you know, it could have been a lot shorter. At the same time, I can understand why it's 4 hours. We have less than 2 minutes in the third quarter. So how's everyone doing, whatever time of day you're watching this? I think I already asked that, but in case I didn't, how are you? Let's see. Oh, a week from tomorrow is the 22nd of October, and that is when TLC is happening. And let me tell you something. It'll be Emma versus Asuka, and that'll be Asuka's main roster debut. And I think it'll be a good match. I think Emma's kind of underrated. Like, they really need to, I felt that Sasha Banks or Bayley would have been, or maybe even Nia Jax would have been a better opponent. Mainly because I feel like WWE's developed their characters more. But I feel like I'm glad to see them pushing Emma a little bit. So yeah, that'll be good to see. So that'll be a good match. I totally forgot about, it'll be 4-on-3 between Braun Strowman, The Miz, Bo Dallas, and Curtis Axel versus The Shield. So that is going to be, that is probably good. It's the Table of Ladders and Chairs match, which to me is going to be the match I'm looking forward to most because of how they've been booking Braun Strowman, as well as The Shield reuniting. That should be good. Ooh, the third quarter's almost over. I have about 4 seconds left, so that'll be enough time to get past half court. Oh, that was a good shot. That was a really good shot. I kind of wish they would make a half-court shot. I made a in one, and then a few years ago I actually made an NBA 2K14 video, which is one of my earliest vids. Feel free to check it out. I think it's called the half-court show or something. I actually made a half-court shot, which was pretty cool. So this is a pretty good game. I was kind of hoping, and I'm kind of happy to see the Shield face The Miz, Braun Strowman in the Miztourage. I'm kind of happy that Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas are getting more TV time. Because I feel like they've been really underrated since appearing on the main roster. Curtis Axel did have a push as an Intercontinental Champion. But I don't think he got over. And he was part of the Nexus. And the Nexus is my all-time favorite group. They're my all-time favorite stable. I know a lot of people... I started watching WWE in 2010. And the Nexus debuted a couple months after me watching them. After me watching WWE. I know a lot of people in terms of their favorite stables would say like the New World Order, that were in WCW and WWE, or the Latino World, well, not necessarily the Latino World Order, but or the Blue World Order if you're an ECW fan. DX, so it's basically Blue World Order and ECW and WWE, or New World Order and WCW and WWE, or D-Generation X, or Evolution. Or even the Shield, because like a stable is three or more, is like a team consisting of at least three or more people. But for me, it was personally the Shield, or not the Shield, the Nexus I liked. The Nexus, which turned into the new Nexus, I liked. I also liked the Core, and I still felt at WrestleMania 27, it should have been the Core versus the new Nexus in WrestleMania, an elimination tag team match, instead of having. Maybe it was either the new Nexus or the Core. I think it was the Core versus like Big Show and Kane and Santino and Kofi Kingston. But originally it was supposed to be Vladimir Kozlov, but he was injured. But I still felt it should have been the new Nexus versus the Core. Now the only good side about that match never happening is that they got CM Punk versus Randy Orton at WrestleMania, which was a good match. I can also like that 2010 to 2011 period when I first started watching, because that was when The Miz became WWE Champion. I started watching about February 2010, and and The Miz won the WWE Championship in November of 2010, which was cool to see. It's 13.2 seconds left. See how well Cappy Pondexter does in her free throws. She's 3 for 3 now. And I like how the NBA will start putting ads on their jerseys, kind of like they do in soccer and in other countries and in the WNBA as well. Oh, looks like they're gonna make a last-minute score. Okay, that was a complete and unexpected turn of events that the Chicago Sky scored, I should say. This should be a good, whatever. They're probably going to have Elena Delle Donne shoot. And, oh! A buzzer beater! So, it was the Washington Mystics that won the game. So, good job to them. Let's check out the stats really quick. So, basically, they just had their starters play for the Chicago Sky. And same with the Washington Mystics. They just had this starter split, which is cool. I'm totally lagging. Sorry about that.